Welcome guys to Pawn Man. I'm Evan Kail. I own a gold and silver business, and today's a very special episode. Today, Juliet and I have booked out the hotel conference room of a small town hotel. We took out an ad in the local paper, and we're gonna be buying gold, silver, coins, the like, from the town. This is gonna be shot over the course of 3 days. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Anything could walk in, so strap in and prepare yourself. This is Pawn Man. All right, this is our lovely conference room that we're going to be using. Let's get set up. So we used to work together at a restaurant, that's how we met, and whenever it was slow at the restaurant, I would do a rain dance and that would make it busy. And it actually did work every time, did it not?
It worked.
It worked. So we're gonna do the rain dance. Ready? Ready? Here it goes. Aww. All right, that's it. I didn't want to get it on camera. We just had a police officer come by from the town because somebody called us in. They were like, they didn't know if I had a bullion license and they're trying to shut me down. I think it's the other coin guy in town. He probably saw that I'm running an ad and shit a brick. But yeah, the cop came by. He's like, yeah, so we got it. Somebody just called this in and I guess I'm supposed to ask for some kind of a license, but I don't really know what it is. I'm like, oh, you're looking for a bullion license. Yeah, it's right here. All right, so now I'm gonna make a sign because my ad that I made is mildly confusing. I didn't put the name of the hotel on it like a genius. Well, it's day 2. Literally nobody came yesterday. We just hung out in here for the whole day. And now it's snowing today. Oh, I hope this isn't a bust. We like this rad carpet that looks like coronavirus. All right, so we're gonna do the informative part of the episode today. And for the informative part of this episode, I'm gonna talk about why my dad is a celebrity in the coin community and why he went to federal prison for Morgan silver dollars. So my dad's kind of a cartoon character. He's where I get it from. He's had the most interesting and incredible life. He's been a professional martial arts fighter. He's been a private detective. He's been an immensely successful stockbroker. And he's become a, well, some say, I would say hero, some would say villain of the coin community. So what happened was in the early 1980s, my dad was a stockbroker and he was making a gajillion dollars and he hated it. Absolutely hated it. It made him miserable. He bounced through, like I said, a bunch of various professions and he decided that he wanted to pursue his love of coins that had long been his love. He had kind of a rough childhood. He would work like a lot as a kid. Like he spent his childhood working basically. And he would spend some of his money on coins, like going to coin shops after he was done at my great-grandfather's store. He'd go and pursue his love of numismatics. So he got to be pretty good with coins. And he would memorize everything about coins, mintage, specific dates, key dates, what to look for. And coins, the numismatic side of like collecting coins, it got big, or it started getting big in the 1960s, and in the 70s it got bigger, and in the 80s there was a big coin bubble. Rare coins shot way up in value. So like I said, my dad transitioned out of being a stockbroker. He was so successful that he went to one of the top coin brokers in town, one of the top coin firms, and he said, look, I've been so successful in this one industry. I have a track record of success. If you hire me here, I guarantee I can double your sales, kind of like what I did when I went to the old shop. And this guy took him on. And indeed, my dad was a hell of a salesman. He just worked morning, noon, and night. He loved what he was doing. And this went on for about a year and a half. He worked for this coin company that was really big in the metro. But the guy who owned the company was very suspicious of him. In fact, like the more money my dad made this guy, the more this guy got paranoid with him. He sent him to a shrink, he tapped his phones, he hired private investigators to watch what my dad was doing. It was like, he didn't trust my dad at all, even though, again, my dad was just making this guy nothing but money. So it started to wear on my dad because it's like when you are working hard for somebody and getting them results and making them money, again, where does this sound familiar? You deserve to be treated with a certain level of respect. And my dad just was like fed up with it. It was ridiculous. So what he did was he gathered up all of his top clients and he left, and he took all of his clients with him. But right before he did that, he was working late one night going over some Morgan silver dollars that had just come in. Morgan silver dollars always been his favorite kind of coin and always been the one coin that he knows more about than anything else. It's his niche area of interest and focus. So one night he's going through all these Morgan silver dollars and he notices something. Proof-like, as we've covered in this show, is when a coin looks like it was struck twice by a die, but really it was only struck once by the die. It's a business strike that looks like a proof. Now, as he's going through coins one night, he notices that very certain kinds of proof-like coins, just the smallest fraction of them, you can hold them 6 inches in front of your face, and you can see your reflection in the field of the coin or the background of the coin like a mirror. And he noticed that even rarer exhibits of these kinds of coins, you can hold them as far as 18 inches out away from your face. And again, it's like an uninterrupted mirror. But only the highest quality, rarest kinds of Morgan silver dollars exhibited this trait. And nobody else had noticed that before. Nobody else had bothered to say, well, look at what these certain kind of Morgan silver dollars, look at this trait that they have that other ones don't. Nobody was doing that. See, in the early 1980s, when this coin bubble was building up and more people were getting into numismatics, it was kind of the Wild West. There was no PCGS, there was no NGC. Those didn't come until the mid 1980s. Those established the grading to be, it reined in all the grading under one umbrella. Before that, grading was completely speculative. There was no official grading system. Anybody could say, well, this coin is this grade. The agreed upon 70-point scale was intact, but as far as the official services that would grade the coins, slab them, stamp them as being official, that kind of grade, that wasn't a thing yet. It was totally up to the eye of the beholder. It was purely subjective. So my dad said, well, these coins, he called them deep mirror proof likes, are the finest example, the nicest example. Anybody would be foolish to pass up these coins. They should be going for more money than what people are charging for them. So he left this coin firm, he took all of the guy's clients, all of his best clients, and he opened up his own coin firm. And this guy went fucking ballistic on him because, you know, he stole all of his clients. So he came after my dad with fire and fury. He hired private investigators to investigate him. He tried to file a police report about all the stolen clientele that my dad took. He tried to go to the FBI. He tried to go, like I said, to local police. Everybody laughed him out the door. Everybody said, there's no case here. What are you doing? This guy just is an entrepreneur who undercut you. He worked for you, and then he decided to leave your company and take clients with him. That's not a crime. But what my dad was doing, he opened up, I believe it was called Coin and Stamp Gallery. It was more of an art museum for coins than it was a business. He was trying to assemble the finest coins in America that were Morgan silver dollars, and he only wanted to have a gallery of deep mirror proof likes. And again, he's the first person using this term. Nobody else is saying this term, but the term is starting to get spread out and be used by other people now. So this guy that my dad screwed over now is very keen on what he's doing, and he says to himself, well, he talks amongst his private investigator, but they say, well, what Harold, my dad's name is Harold, what Harold is doing is he's using the mail service to charge an exorbitant amount of money for coins, more than anyone else is charging. He's price gouging, and he's using the mail service to do it. And in essence, he's using the mail service to rip people off. And because coin grading was so subjective, I mean, that was really open to speculation. So this time, he went to the postal inspector with this information, and the postal inspector said, you're right, that is mail fraud, and they took up an indictment. Unfortunately though, because there was no established grade, it again was just so highly subjective that this indictment stuck. And so my dad went to trial. His lawyer said, look, you give me everything you have, every dime you have, I will get you off on this. But mail fraud has a 98% conviction rate. And if you don't give me everything you have, you are going to federal prison. And my dad said, I just can't do that. I can't bring myself to give you everything. I know that I'm right here. I know that I'm gonna be victorious in this because I'm not scamming anyone. These are the nicest kinds of coins out there. Well, unfortunately, because there was no official grading service at the time, and because people weren't, although the term deep mirror proof like was getting picked up, it hadn't been adopted by the masses. And in my dad's trial, the government called witnesses that were coin experts, and none of the coin experts agreed the deep mirror proof like was a thing, even though it is today. So my dad got convicted, and he went to prison for 4 years. The stories that he has are horrific. He, at one point in time early in his stay, he was sent to a minimum security prison in Wisconsin, and he's Jewish, and he complained about the food that they fed him because it wasn't kosher. He complained once, they ignored him. He complained again, they ignored him. He complained a third time and threatened the warden with a lawsuit from the ACLU. And he thought he was smart for threatening him with the ACLU. Well, one morning, one night, middle of the night, he gets black bagged. 2 federal marshals show up to the prison. They take him out of the prison, they stick him on a plane, they don't tell him where he's going. They throw him in a maximum security hellhole in Springfield, Missouri for 18 months. It took a senator, a prominent Minnesota senator who is a big figure in the St. Paul Jewish community, which my family is close involved with, to get my dad out of prison, out of this nightmare, just because he complained about his diet. And again, he's in there for coins. And today, deep mirror proof like is a real grade of coin. My father discovered it. He never got credit for it. He's, like I said, in many circles viewed as a villain of the 1980s coin boom because he was charging an exorbitant amount of money for deep mirror proof likes, even though today, anybody could be charging that amount of money for those coins, even more so, and it's people don't even think twice. So that is the story of my father, Harold Kail, his discovery of deep near proof lakes, and why he went to federal prison because of it. He is an uncredited discoverer of a grade of coin, and I'm his legacy doing this. And hopefully I don't end up in federal prison. That wouldn't be good. So we got this one piece of dental gold. So the thing with most dental gold, it's factored 14 carats common. I mean, this could be as high as 16, probably no higher. Look at that, this looks like you shot it. Yeah. So these, as we've covered on the show, red seals from the 50s, not that rare. $2 bills are kind of one of those deals that people think they're rare, they're not. This one's got some writing on them. These are mystery box items. These watches, this one's probably about $250, $300. This one's $100, this one's at least $100, this one's at least $100. All right, well that's good. That at least, okay, so between paying for the hotel and buying booze, we're about paying for you. We're about dead even now. So this is good. This makes me happy, and I'm really happy we got this stuff because we need really cool stuff for our eBay, and this stuff is perfect. This has gone better than expected. I got my COVID vaccine today, and I'm kind of tired, so we're gonna pack it up a little early. We're gonna head back to the cities, and then we will go over everything that we bought, and I'll kind of estimate how we did. All right, guys, we are back in the store. It is the next day. I had kind of a night's sleep, I guess. I don't know if I call it a good night's sleep. But let's go over everything I bought. So I spent just shy of $3,000 on everything, and let's take a look at it all. Kind of threw it all on the floor. This is everything here. Some of this stuff isn't exactly a huge profit. Like I'll probably make $5 on something like this. These watches, I gotta go through them. I can't imagine there's anything too valuable. But a few items I took chances on, like this Omega watch right here. This could be a $200-300 watch. I gotta look into this. I know a guy who can fix watches, so I might want to get this one fixed. I saw similar examples like it going for a couple $100 on eBay. Maybe this is something I don't know about. I just gotta look more into it, but I feel for the price that I paid, this will definitely be a winning item. Something like this could be a $50-60 item. I paid $10 for it. These coins, I was looking at these last night. I might have done very well on these. A couple of these might be worth anywhere from $20 to $50 each. They're very old. The Morgans I did extremely well on. I paid about $17 for each of them. There's some in here that are worth a couple $100, and I got quite a lot of them. This Kookaburra, I have 2 of them. I'm gonna definitely double my money on these. These will go for $150 each. I paid $75. I don't know where the other one is. I have to find it. It's in a bag somewhere. I got this Engelhard. I am disappointed I didn't get more bullion. I got literally 0 gold bullion. In my opinion, this is the winning item of the trip. This could be over $1,000 right here. I gotta, again, look into these and see if I'm missing something, but from what I saw, a watch like this might go for $400. I paid $275 for all of them. The Militaria is cool. The notes are cool, though they're not terribly rare. I got some scrap silver plate. This is an interesting item. This I have on eBay right now for $220. This is a rare book, as I covered when we bought it. Very, very, very random that I would find this, and I just love the lady was like, it's very scary for children. It's satanic. I don't think I could have that at my house. I mean, it is pretty terrifying, but the art is cool. I like this kind of art. Overall, this was a great trip. I'm really glad that we did it. I can't exactly say how much I'll be getting in profits. It is gonna take me a while to sell some of this stuff, but this was profitable. I bet I'll make in the neighborhood of, I don't know, $2,000 to $3,000 off of this stuff. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure you're following me and hit the notifications button so you know when new videos are coming out. I'm also on TikTok and Instagram at PawnMan. At Evan Kail. Become a Patreon, I could use your guys' help. Go check out my books on Amazon, just type in Evan Kail, and I will see you guys back here for another episode of Pawn Man. Later, guys.